please note that the very first loading of the CRJ 700 can take up to 10 minutes. Oh no.
A few minutes later.
And on that note, I'm gonna say, hey guys, welcome back to the channel, another Swiss 001 video. And it is finally time, everybody. We have the new CRJ 700 released for Microsoft Flight Simulator. Yes, you can now buy this add-on for the Flight Simulator for 50 euros. Which, by the way, makes it the most expensive add-on aircraft to buy so far for the Flight Simulator. So yes, we do expect a little bit of quality, which we, I guess, receive. Damn. Yeah, finally this time. You know, so far we've only been a little bit disappointed with all those add-ons that have come out. For example, the 737 MAX, and probably not always the best idea to play in the multiplayer, is it? Yeah. Yeah, you know, we had some 737 MAX and, you know, some fighter jets that were kind of a scam even. But this one right here probably isn't. So this is now an actual Aerosoft model, and to those who don't know Aerosoft yet, they make very good add-on products. And as you can see already here, the systems, all the switches here, they work so far, which they genuinely do. This is maybe a little scary now. No, genuinely, this is an incredibly realistic cockpit, as we can already see. So we're gonna have some fun flying around the CRJ 700 today, indeed. Now, luckily, I do know how to fly this plane a little bit. I've flown it previously in flight simulators with pretty good models. So this is actually a pretty interesting journey. And yes, indeed, every switch works. Okay, disappointingly enough, this one doesn't work. This is to open the emergency exits of the pilots, but you know, that's not the problem. That's actually now just do what the plane was built for, and that is flying. Let's put out the flaps. We're now at Courchevel Airport, as you can clearly tell. Let's go ahead and put the reverse thrust on and see if we can push back by a little bit, which is not working, which I guess is a safety feature. Most planes actually cannot reverse thrust under like 60 knots, which is interesting indeed. So let's just go ahead and take off out of here. Okay, this is gonna be interesting in a second. Let's just go ahead and release the parking brake, which is already released. Okay, that's good. Yeah, put out the flaps. Maybe put 100% of flaps in here. Perfect. And we're crashing into another multiplayer plane, and we're off, everybody. We are off indeed, and we haven't crashed yet. That's been a pretty good takeoff. And you know, this is the time to just admire the very much beautifulness of the model, and that was not grammatically correct. I mean, just look at this. The CRJ, I think, is a very beautiful plane. It is not the best plane though ever, right? You know, also called the crappy regional jet, because it kind of is not too comfortable to fly as a passenger. It's very cramped inside of here. Not a big plane. And, you know, you cannot really see a lot out of the cockpit here. Very small windows, for example, as well. But this is a great plane anyway. Let's maybe check out the add-on here. What can this guy do? Now, we have an in-flight system, which has to boot up. There we go. We haven't done that yet. Here are the checklists. Nice to see. I don't ever use checklists, of course, in the flight simulators, so we don't need that. Here are the performance, aircraft. Okay, here we can close and open all the doors. That'll not work here, right? Yeah, only works on the ground, of course. That's great to see. And we even have maintenance and all that stuff, so we can do a proper pre-flight checklist and everything. Yeah, this is really now realistic. What can you say? I mean, we just literally just spawned in with the engines already running, so that was an easy operation, but this is great. What does this thing here do? It is actually interactive. Power Skycam. I guess it's a look into the cockpit, right? Okay. CRJ 700. Now, what is also, of course, included into this plane is the heads-up display. There we go. Looking nice, looking sharp. Damn. Oh, I just put it up again. Damn, there we go. Well, looks great. Okay, let's maybe perform a landing here as well on this plane, because, you know, landings are very important. A very important part of flying, for sure. And, you know, since we started up at Courchevel Airport, let's end it here as well. Let's see if we can land this plane here. Now, for this landing, I'm going to use the replay add-on that you can also buy for the flight simulator. See, basically, if you're not familiar with flight simulation, this is what you do all the time. You have to get add-ons to make the flight simulator actually somewhat flight simulaty. Like, for example, buy this ultra realistic CRJ 700 and 550, by the way. There's two planes included here. That's pretty nice to see as well, isn't it? But, you know, I can already tell here this plane is far, far more realistic than any of the planes actually included in the flight simulator itself. You know, like that A320 or that 787. Yeah, this is right now the most true-to-life aircraft you can get here. So maybe that's why it deserves to be so expensive. 50 euros. Even though that's that's not too much for a flight simulator add-on. You know, there's far more expensive add-ons than that. Okay, let's maybe try to land this plane here at Courchevel while not crashing or stalling out, since we're actually doing that right now. Oh my goodness. Don't die. We're dying. This is it. Help. All right, runway ahead. Let's go. Stop. Okay, that's barely worked out. Oh my goodness. We have stopped though here at Courchevel. That's great. I mean, we have found that out in previous videos. The stopping performance of the CRJ isn't necessarily good. Here we go. Pretty alright landing right there, wasn't it? Come on, let's be proud. And, okay, something's wrong with the nose landing gear. Something's up with it. See, it just disappeared into the ground. Did you just see that? You know, I'm desperately trying to find bad things about this add-on so I can make a clickbait title. No, but just kidding. But honestly, there are no really bad, you know, things I can find about this plane, right? So let me go for the smaller one, CRJ 550, see what that can do. What I can criticize though about this aircraft is the loading times. Holy moly. Alright, now after like 10 minutes, we have finally loaded in. Oh wow. See, I don't know, maybe it would be nice to also see the CRJ 200 for this flight simulator, the very smallest version of the CRJ out there. But this is great anyway. Okay, let's come in for a landing here, maybe at a special airport indeed. Yes, we're by the way now approaching an aircraft carrier. I just wanted to mention that right now. Alright, landing gear must come out. Everything, oh, okay. Landing gear and everything is coming down. Let's hope we can make this looking good. Or maybe not. Should we try this? Yeah. Alright, looking good. Let me do a little bit of a sideways landing. Yes, we're always professionally flying on this channel. Alright. See, I don't think we touched down when the landing gear was fully deployed, so maybe let's try this again, but properly. And the frames per second is really bad. This is indeed a very, very performance-taken airplane, isn't it? That hasn't worked again. Like, totally. So we've come to, like, a point where even my 3080 Ti is starting to struggle a little bit, indeed, on the ultra settings. Which, I mean, again, this plane's incredibly complex to run for flight simulators. And there we go. We have finally stopped with the arrestor cables. That's worked fine. What I do definitely miss now about the whole Microsoft Flight Simulator, basically, is that you cannot open the door and walk around in the cabin. I don't even think, wait, is the cabin even modeled at all? Nope, I don't think. Well, it's very dark. Which is actually the thing about the CRJ. It is a very dark plane inside, but I do see some seating. Okay, that's alright, but it's not very high quality, is it? Yeah, that's something that's kind of missing here. Maybe since we're now on the ground, we've finally successfully landed here on this aircraft carrier. See how this plane looks like with the doors opened. There we go. As you can see, again, we can do that very easily here with this iPad. Here we go. Let's open the passenger doors, which will reveal the stairs. Something very cool about this plane, definitely. A good feature that makes this plane very, very much regional airline friendly. You know, no extra stairs needed. You can just put them out yourself. And that's a very nice modeling here for sure. That's really nice to see, isn't it? I think I've figured out the universe now. Alright, so we have cheated out ourselves up into the air, and there's some weird sounds coming from the aircraft. It's now emergency landing time. We are very close to Gibraltar Airport, so let's just go ahead and land at Gibraltar Airport. By the way, this is some horrible sounds that we can hear right now. Yeah, as you can already tell, the engines are stopped since I have stopped them. Yeah, I shut them down, and that's what's happening right now. Not emergency landing without any engines. Let's see if we can reach the runway. I think so. Yeah, no worries. What is that sound? By the way, indeed, the sound design of this aircraft was done very well, too. Alright, runway ahead. Let's not mess this up too much. Come on. There we go. This is something that's always underrated, I think. Sound design is very nice here as well. And there we go. That's been a good landing. I don't know what I just did, but we did that. Yeah, this is indeed a great aircraft. Is it worth 50 euros? I think so, honestly. It's a very nice plane. And I mean, you know, you have to consider it's two planes and you have some extra features included in both of them that don't work right now. I mean, you know, you get some very nice features, very realistic ones. For example, I like this. What is the, I have no idea. This is no context at all, but you know, this is great. Now, of course, something I always want to check on the channel as well is what the plane looks like when it's on fire. As we can see here, fire has been made. What does it look like? No fire. Maybe this is a scam add-on after all now. Okay, perfect. We can write that in the title. Finally, we've got some good content on here. Yeah, there's no fire animation. That's maybe something we can add in an extra add-on for the add-on, which definitely will exist very much. Yes, there will always be add-ons for add-ons. And rest in peace, engines. It's now time for a solid landing. No, all jokes aside, though, this is actually a great aircraft, isn't it? no problem. It is the most expensive add-on definitely out there for the flight simulator, but kind of the best as well while we're at it. Okay, there we go. Now we're talking. So, yeah, guys, thank you so much for watching today's video, guys. And I'll see you guys, that's a lot of guys, by the way, tomorrow, as always. Good night. Now, thank you to all my members here on YouTube, like Mubarak, Block, Moritz, Deload, Toby Cook, of course, Great Grandpa John, Mark, Leo, Philip, No You, Larry, Finn, M, Thomas, Riley Preston, Government Pasta, Will, Philip, Iscan V, Calamati, Airlines, Opalax, Cherry, and Kelly Chaos. Thank you so much.